The shoulder blade, or scapula as they call it, this is the on the back part of the animal, connected to the arm bone. It's part of the arm bone system on the back, the spine. But this was used as a great tool amongst the Plains tribes back then. This one is a smaller one, but it was used in gardening. It was used as a hoe. They could get a branch or a stick. They could wrap it around the top end of this. This was used in breaking up the ground for planting squash, for planting corn. Many tribes talk of the three sisters, squash, beans, and corn. The nomadic lifestyle was a good one, but a hard one. Sometimes it was good to have a fallback or a semi-permanent village. These places where they would stay, where a lot of agriculture happened, they had to make sure it was close near a river. They had to make sure it was a good place where the bison roamed, other animals. But the shoulder blade was used in many ways. When you cut down the shoulder blade, you could make a knife out of it. Knives were some of the most common tools of the era, some of the most important ones. Ones that if you had, you could make other tools. This is the back end of the scapula, and it uses the thin part of the blade. The thin part of the bone is the blade. You could add serrations, you could keep it flat, but its main use was as a squash knife. All across parts of Montana and parts of the Dakotas, they always have archaeological sites that have many of these. These are squash knives, if you were curious. Another use, most common one, was a digging tool. As I said, a hoe. You would usually drill a hole through here sometimes, or even back here. This was used to break up roots in the ground, or till the ground of the lodge. When they would set down the lodge or the teepee, you would always turn the grass over, flip it upside down, so you'd get the fresh dirt. You would pour water on top of that dirt once it was turned, and you would pat it down with your feet. That way, it wouldn't be all stickery when you set your robe down, when you set your sleeping materials down. If anyone's gone camping in modern day, you know the hassle of knocking the grass down before you set your tent down. But every family had to do this, so every family had a hoe of some type or a digging stick. But the shoulder blade had many uses. Wide, flat piece of bone that was thin, could be used for arrowheads, could be used for knives, or the digging tools, the most important part. We rarely ever talk about how important corn was, how important squash was, beans, different types of crops. But on top of the buffalo, corn was the biggest resource of the Plains people back then. Biggest food item that we could get. Traded all across different tribes. We didn't have a currency back then. We relied on tools. So if you had materials like this, materials like flint, different types of berries and foods, that's what we would trade. So the scapula, a very important part of history and culture, could be found on any animal. The larger the animal, the more durable the shoulder blade would be.